What's up, all you amazing people? Welcome to the video. And in this video, I am going to talk about having no feelings, having no emotions, not being able to feel anything when you are going through a DPDR. For those of you that are new to the channel, then welcome. My name is Dan. And for those of you that are already subscribed, welcome back. One of the awful symptoms with depersonalization, derealization is that you can start to feel that you don't have any emotions. So you neither feel bad nor good. And obviously this is a real troubling thing. When you're going through this, it can be really difficult to navigate and potentially you're not really sure about what to do. So let's jump into some of the things that you can do to start to get those feelings back. Feeling no emotions. There are lots of reasons why you might not be feeling emotions. It could be that your mind has detached itself from them as a way to help you not be overwhelmed during particular stressful circumstances, or you've consciously gotten into the habit of pushing your emotions away or ignoring them by thinking positive or sort of trying to not feel how you're feeling in the moment. You've done this to the point that not feeling anything has become second nature to you. Regardless of the reason or reasons, the way to help yourself out of this without the need for therapy or coaching is to just start doing stuff. Obviously, some kind of talk therapy or coaching, which is what I do, is generally recommended the best way to overcome your DPDR. But if for whatever reason you don't want to do therapy or coaching or anything like that, these are some things that you can do without the need for that. Motion breeds emotion. You have no control over the way you feel. If you did, you'd be feeling happy all the time. This obviously isn't the case. Emotions are created in the subconscious part of the brain, which we have no control over. However, it does have control over us. You might think you're logically 100% running the show, but it's mostly your subconscious. And the reason I say that is because I'm sure you've said to yourself things like, oh, I used to be happy when I did this, or I used to feel things when I was doing this activity. You can logically think that, but the thing is you can't logically will emotions into space. One of the best recommended ways to start feeling things again is just to do action. Think of the things you used to enjoy and start doing them again, regardless of whether you find them fun now or not. Concentrate on the doing, not the feeling. Concentrating on the doing and not the feeling is really, really important because some people, you might do an activity that you used to enjoy, and because you're not actually enjoying it anymore, you'll just stop. But you're stopping the very thing which is actually going to help you start to have that feeling again. So you really need to concentrate on the actual doing of the activity rather than what you're feeling when you're doing it. Concentrating on the doing. The theory goes that if you focus on the doing of the activity rather than how you feel when doing it, over time your emotions will start to come back. Think of the metaphor of a bucket, and each activity represents a bit of water going into the bucket. It might take a while for the bucket to fill up, but over time it will, and it'll slowly start to overflow. This overflowing is the beginnings of feeling your emotions again. Actions and thoughts create emotions. We have no control over our emotions, but we do have control over what we do and what we think. If you think of a really happy time, you'll start to feel good. Or if you do an activity you love, you'll feel invigorated and good. The same is true for the bad. How many times have you thought back to an ex or a bad event in your life and it brought you down? So you didn't have control over the emotion you felt, but you did have control over what you thought, which went on to create that emotion. This is where so many people sort of slip up and think that they're making no progress. Sort of the metaphor of the bucket with water dripping in it is a really strong one. And also you can think of like a well with a pump. You sort of have to pump the handle lots and lots of times before the water starts flowing out. And it's the same with the activities. You have to do the activities lots and lots of times before the emotions start to sort of flow over. So when you are doing the activities, if all you're concentrating on is, oh, I don't feel like I used to, or I'm not actually having any fun at all right now, then you really have to shift your focus and realize that the pure act of doing the activity is really going to help you start to feel those emotions start to come out again. It might feel a little bit strange or even pointless when you're doing these activities, but you're not actually feeling anything. But remember, the point of these activities is not to actually feel things, it's just to do the activity itself. So you're filling up the bucket over time. And what you'll find is that once you sort of keep doing this and doing this, regardless of how you're feeling, the feelings will actually start to come back. The joy will start to come back. And even if you've been doing activity for a week and you just have a minuscule glimpse of feeling happy or feeling excited or whatever it is, then really sort of work with that, like really focus and concentrate. Even if it's a fleeting feeling of feeling good, hone in on that. It'll give you a lot of hope for the future that, well, hey, actually, this is possible to come out of and to get my emotions back. So it's really about being persistent. Realize that you are forming a new habit right now, and your mind might be screaming at you, this is pointless. What's the point in doing this? But that's just a silly thought, and it's not actually true. So remember the saying of action gives emotion, and in turn, that emotion will feed into more actions, which will feed into more emotions, which will feed into more actions. If you have gotten to a point where you just don't know what you enjoy anymore, then think back to when you were a kid. What did you used to like doing when you were a kid? And always, always, always remember that it's about the act of doing it. It's not necessarily about how you are feeling about when you are doing it. So it'll also be really help you to think of this as a technique which is going to aid in your recovery. So it's a thing that you can do, which over time is going to help you. And that also will help you when you are just in the moments of, well, this is completely pointless. If you think of it as being completely pointless, then of course, you're probably just going to stop. And stopping is really just going to slow down your progress. So if you have the mindset of going into it of, well, I might not love it, I might not like it, perhaps, I'm not feeling anything right now, but doing this activity is something which is going to help me in the long term. And eventually I'm going to start to get those feelings back. I really hope this video has given you a little bit of insight and awareness about how to start to begin the process of getting your emotions back. And if you have learned anything or like the video, then consider liking and subscribing. And until next time, I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.